Hey, welcome to another Age of Grogu. Is it my imagination, or did that countdown have more bass to it than normal? It sounded like it was like really bassing out for
You
some
got that
reason.
bass full of volume turned up on your
And
speakers.
I haven't touched my volume. That's a crazy thing. Guys, welcome to another Age of Grogu. We've got here today Elijah, Jason, and Max. How's it going, guys?
What up?
Hey, and yeah, I mean, it's been a relatively quiet news week. We haven't had too much going on. We do have coming up in a few weeks' time, What If, which is going to be kind of fun to see. But I figured today would be a good day to kind of break down like all of the shows and movies that we watched through the year that we liked or disliked, or kind of like our favorites and our worst of 2023 in shows and movies and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what we'll do today as such.
Nice.
Yeah. Anything news just on worth of it, top of it, any newsworthy stuff that has happened in the last week that has crossed your path?
Sean
Jason,
Gunn
just
got
before we were
cast as
talking,
Maxwell Lord.
What's that? Sorry,
Sean
Max.
Gunn got cast as Maxwell Lord.
Oh yeah, Sean Gunn got cast as Maxwell Lord. Yes, I saw that.
Oh,
Apparently,
yeah.
he may not be
We're
in
gonna
it much.
get the JLI interpretation of him, where he's not a full-on supervillain. He's just
Yeah.
kind of a jerky business guy.
Yeah,
I like.
I can
Makes
see
sense.
playing that well.
makes sense.
Nice.
Makes sense. Yeah. Hey there, Anchorman. How's it going? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I did see. I think I told you on your podcast the other night, Jason, that I saw the special edition of The Abyss, which aired just once. It was James Cameron's film, The Abyss. They dropped it on the 6th of December.
Oh, that was in theaters?
That was in theaters, yeah.
Oh, nice.
One night only, and this was a special edition. It was great to see this film on the big screen again. I saw it when it came out 34 years ago in the movie theaters back in Australia. Loved it. I think I saw it. It might have been the first movie I ever saw twice in the theaters.
Whoa.
Back when I was like,
Whoa,
well, I mean,
really?
like,
Over Raiders and
well,
Indiana Jones? And
well, I lived.
Or Star Wars?
You didn't see
Yeah.
You didn't see Empire more than 2 times in the theater?
Well, I was only 10 years old, and we all lived
E.T.,
away from
Gremlins?
all those. Well, E.T. I might have seen. No, Gremlins. All those films, we lived away from the city. We weren't anywhere near the city, and we were kids, so
Oh,
we never
man.
really had a movie theater nearby us. So whenever anything went up and played, my parents would drive us up to the up to the theaters or wherever, and we'd actually see a film. So yeah, it might have been one of the first ones. Well, maybe it wasn't. But it was like, yeah. Anyway, it was really cool to see that film again, and it comes out on 4K next year, along with the special. I think there's a special edition of Aliens, which they've already showed before. And hey, Black Loki, how's it going?
Yeah, what's up, Loki?
check
Yeah,
Max's
just-
comics.
Loki.
Loki.
Oh,
Happy
happy
birthday,
birthday.
Anchorman.
Yeah.
Anchorman's birthday.
Oh yes. Anchorman. It was his
Happy
birthday
birthday.
yesterday. Happy birthday for yesterday.
December birthday.
I hope you had a good birthday. Yeah, December birthdays. Go figure. But December birthdays. But like Jason, Max, and Jason, Elijah, and myself, we all have what's it? We have Capricorn
within like
birthdays.
a week from each other.
Within a
we're all
week of each other.
Capricorns.
Yeah. So there's that coming up to it kind of thing.
My birthday's the same day as David Bowie's and Elvis's.
Oh, that's cool.
I got
My birthday.
Rod Serling and
Nice.
who's the other one that's like somebody else.
My birthday's the same day as Stan Lee, Maggie Smith, and Denzel Washington. So
Ooh.
Whoa,
Yeah.
3 celebs.
yeah, I got. I think there's one or
Maggie
two more in there. But Maggie Smith, yeah, December 28th.
Lady
Yeah.
Grantham, Maggie Smith.
Yeah.
Just her rolling.
I keep thinking of Granny. Granny
Granny Smith,
Wendy.
Apple?
Granny Wendy from Hook.
No.
But she's also.
Downton Abbey.
Oh, really? See, the other one is, of course, from Harry Potter. I forgot her name in Harry Potter, but yeah,
Was it
McGonagall.
McGonagall. Yeah, that's it. Yes.
I was trying to remember that the whole time.
Loki, where you at, man? Come on.
Yeah.
He's a Potter.
Hey, sucked.
He would have made a great Granny
goodness.
Goodness. That would
Yeah.
have been.
Yeah, for
The
sure.
Skywalker Saga game? What's that?
Oh, it's a Lego game.
Lego.
Okay.
It's
Oh, yeah.
all the Skywalker Saga movies, but you play through it in Lego format.
Cool.
And then you
Nice.
change bloodlines and you become a Palpatine at the end.
Yeah.
That's funny. Anyway, yeah, that's cool. So I saw the Abyss. What else? Anything, Jason? Any cool things? Outside of the regular
Watched a ton of Bluey lately.
Bluey.
I
Okay.
also really
Yeah.
like Bluey.
Alright.
Is there more Bluey or just rewatching the same Bluey?
There's 3 seasons, and each season has like 20 plus episodes. It's crazy.
Okay, it's like
That's
one per week type of like.
Yeah, and when my sister comes over with her kids, we'll like put on a couple and stuff. Like
Okay.
that. It's nice.
That's cool.
It's good stuff.
Oh, the other thing I forgot is I've been watching the new Doctor Who series. Well, not new technically. Well, whatever. The David Tennant Doctor Who specials that they've had on, which has been kind of fun to watch. I've been enjoying it. They finished the last of the 3 episodes last night and introduced the new Doctor, which was kind of cool. But for those who are into Doctor Who, I know you guys aren't. It's weird. Like Doctor Who is definitely this whimsical kind of. I know Jason hates the words whimsical, but this kind of whimsical kind of done series, and every once in a while they get it right. And I think they've done a very good job at rebalancing the show back towards an interesting direction. So
I'm a fan of the 9th Doctor.
the ninth, that's Eccleston. Yeah. Well, David Tennant was back, and they did 3 very cool specials, very individual one-off story arcs.
Eccleston deserves more credit because he
He does.
started
He's good.
the whole new series and he
Sure.
took it in like a random direction. He didn't
Yeah.
like try to be another Doctor. He didn't try to be all whimsical.
Hmm.
He came through with a leather jacket and an attitude.
Yeah,
So that's
Yeah.
something you gotta respect from David Eccleston. He's always looked
Sure.
over.
David Eccleston.
Always
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
or what's his name? Is it David Eccleston? Chris Eccleston?
No. Oh, a mental block. Why have I forgotten his name? Yeah. Anyway,
He's Malekith in
Yes.
Dark Summer.
yes. Anyway, yeah, guys. Yeah. What have we? Hey, how's it going? What are you gonna? Hey, what are you going to the house and see?
Ted's got a show coming out. There's a new
Oh,
Ted
okay.
show,
All right. Okay. All right.
on
Okay.
Peacock.
Oh
Seth
yeah,
MacFarlane
Ted. Oh yes.
I
That's
know,
it.
that
I
was
forgot
so
that's
random.
it.
That actually
That
killed
that
me.
is funny.
Lots.
That's funny. Yeah, I forgot about that. We'll talk about what's coming up either at the end of today or go into more detail in the next couple of weeks of what shows are coming out. There's a few interesting ones coming out next year. But for what we saw this year, guys, anyone want to particularly start on the movies that they liked this year?
You start, Brent.
Yeah, you
Sure,
go.
I'm going to start. Okay, fair enough. Okay, now this is not in any particular order, although I do have a most favorite out of this list. But we've got first one on the bat. One of the films I actually really enjoyed on this year, Blue Beetle, was actually a decent film. It had some run of typical superhero story stuff, but I think again it's like they did a very great, really fun job with the family unit. I thought they were very fun interconnecting with each other. It was a fun kind of story with the characters, and it's sentimental. There's some emotional stuff. It was pretty deep in some areas of the film.
Yeah, I just watched it like last week.
Yeah.
And it was really good. I like that the soundtrack really stood out to me instead of like normal. It's like very synth.
Yes,
It really worked
yeah.
for me. That was awesome.
Yeah, well, I think that worked as well for the character because it is a kind of
Techie based,
alien,
like, alien
technical
one, yeah.
alien beetle. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I
and-
liked it. It
Yeah.
worked really good with that. That was-
And
that was awesome.
The cool thing about this film is that James Gunn has officially announced that they are going to bring in the actor who played Reyes.
Jaime Reyes.
Yeah, Jaime Reyes. I forgot the actor's name, but I'm terrible with names.
Zolo.
Zolo, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
remember
Because
his last name.
he was in, and I still haven't seen the season yet, but he was
Cobra
in
Kai.
Cobra Kai. Yeah,
Yeah, he's great in Cobra Kai.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I do have to watch that series actually. But yeah, Blue Beetle was a great film. I really very much enjoyed it. Max, you sorry? Sorry, yeah, Elijah, did you see it?
I saw it and I
Okay,
wasn't.
wasn't
I
your
just,
thing? Okay,
I watched it on Max and I just wasn't. It was hard for me to keep. I don't
really?
know. It didn't grab me in the first 15 minutes. It's like, yeah, I don't know
Right.
about this. I
Yeah,
didn't really
there
enjoy
was
it too much.
definitely superhero trope stuff that was, straight in your face there, obviously
It
throughout it.
didn't grab me in
And
the
I didn't,
beginning.
and,
So I
and
was
I
like,
did, yeah. I didn't
didn't.
care for that. Yeah,
didn't
sorry.
grab me. So
Yeah, no,
it was.
I
It wasn't
didn't.
my favorite. For sure.
Fair enough. It was definitely one to keep watching into, and it took them about maybe half an hour to get kind of into that point where it was really, some just good story stuff going on. Again,
What's-
just
What I
I
gotta
enjoyed
say
it.
about it is like some good world building in it. Like they've
Yeah.
established like the way the situation is with like
Hmm.
gentrification and
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff like that, and the we can kind of like they hit you with it really
Yeah.
hard, like even down to the set dressing. Like
Yeah.
everything was just kind of like Starbucks coming soon or new
Yeah,
lofts opening up, and I
Right.
like that
Right.
type of stuff, and it's a good way to like kind of introduce a
Yeah.
world and a situation and what their family's going through. So it's kind of like kind of stick it to them kind
Yeah.
of story that I really liked about it.
Yeah. Another film that came out this year, again, superhero film, but Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is definitely worth mentioning. I think it was a great conclusion to the trilogy. It was entertaining all the way through. And that's the one thing that James Gunn does do well, is he contains the entertainment value throughout his movies. He brings it in. He introduced these characters that we knew nothing about in the first film. We got to really love them. I think it was a nice send off to these characters as they move beyond that particular story arc. And, it leaves opening, obviously, for some of them to be returning in the future if need be. But at the same time, if they want to all walk away, then they all walk away and, survived it. I still think they could have got away with killing a few more, lead characters if they had to, but I don't think that's the way that those kind of films play out. I think you need to keep the superheroes alive, and they survive
Malloy.
to fight another day. But yeah, hey Malloy, how's it going? How you doing?
Yeah, is that what no, I'm sorry. The whole
yeah.
concept of like killing main characters is
Yeah.
that like as long as it serves the story, I guess it works.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
is that a necessary to add any substance or the weight to a story?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it depends. An emotional out can also be something that leaves you remembering something very powerful. I mean, I don't remember it really being a really emotional out for me for the story.
that
but
was the problem. Is there was very little sacrifice in the movie.
Yeah.
There was a lot of trauma, but there
Mm-hmm.
wasn't. People constantly were getting injured, and they just bounced back. And it
Yeah.
was a lot of near death. And
Yeah.
if you had a little bit of sacrifice, whether it was on Adam Warlock's end or the Guardians' end, I think it
Mm-hmm.
would have added a little more of a different feeling to the ending, where everything was
Sure.
very much all right, but they went their separate paths.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. The other film I enjoyed very much this year, put it up there, was Oppenheimer. I think Chris Nolan does wonderful work. I very much enjoyed the style that he shot this film. And he did it it was very interesting and very different filmmaking, like a series of moments between the use of the music, between the editing, between the acting performances. I just thought it was a very well played. That could have been a very boring movie about somebody who was the creator of the atomic bomb, and they really played around with a very interesting, very stylized, almost artistic form of filmmaking. Did all you guys see that?
Yeah,
didn't.
I wanted to put that on my list, but it just I love I loved it, but the story, it's like one that the story, the way it's written, it may not. I may not want to watch it over and over again, but I loved it.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's not an easy film to sit through over again, but. Jason, Max, what do you think? You saw it?
I never watched it.
Oh, Jason hasn't watched it yet. Okay, yeah. Jason's a bit behind because he doesn't get to
Okay,
the
I
movies
won't spoil the
directly,
ending.
but-
Yeah, don't tell me what happens. I want to know if they ever build this bomb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good for
it may or may not go off. We don't know.
huh?
I don't know if he
But-
cracks the code, if he figures it out.
But being the case, that was one of my favorites there. Another film that was, and this one I can officially say was probably my favorite film of 2023. Across the Spider-Verse. Very much like the first one, Into the Spider-Verse. Across the Spider-Verse had absolute incredible depth of character, incredible story arc, something so different that we hadn't seen from the first film. And they continue to up the ante on the style of animation and performance from the character and characters that they introduced. And although it's animation, it's still one of the most beautiful qualities of American film, of animation and film this year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Thoughts, guys? Pretty sure we all saw it now.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
some of those are all on our list. I mean, I think Spider-Verse is
Solid.
all on our tops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'll have Spider-Man up there.
Yeah, and then I got one more film that is up there, which also is animation, and that is Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
I still need to watch that.
You still need to watch it. Okay,
Did you
fair
come around
enough.
on your sloppy animation drawing. that
Well,
you
no,
said
no.
that you
I call it. No,
sloppy,
dirty animation.
dirty.
A dirty animation, Elijah. Dirty animation.
No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing.
It is almost the reverse of
It's a reverse of what Spider-Verse
Across the
is,
Spider
not
Verse.
as
Yeah.
clean, really. Not as
It's
refined.
gritty.
Not clean. It's gritty. It's dirty.
Sketchy.
It's almost ugly in some cases, but ugly in a beautifully done way. And I thought the
We live in a
story
sewer.
worked well. Yeah, and I've never been like if I was to pick '80s tropes of shows and all that, Ninja Turtles was not my top. It was like He-Man and the Master of the Universe and Transformers and all. Thundercats. They were my favorite kid cartoons.
Turtles was towards the end, the tail end of the
Yeah.
80s. Like
Later
89,
on.
Totally.
88,
Yeah.
89,
86 actually. Yeah. But I have occasionally enjoyed the occasional Ninja Turtles film that came out, and this one was done very well. I'm hoping we'll see a sequel soon.
I
I
like
think
this
we'll see a
post.
sequel.
I like this poster being an homage. to-
Homage
to the original one,
to
yeah,
the
that's
original
what
movie.
I wanted to say that,
Theatrical.
Thanks for
Yeah,
finishing,
totally.
guys.
Yep,
Thanks for finishing.
Well, that's the
absolutely.
big difference is that now these movies are being made with love. They're being made by people who want to make them, like
Sure.
Spider-Verse and Ninja Turtles. They're both
Yeah.
movies that had a lot of
Yeah.
care into them.
Yeah,
Is it all people who are involved with Freaks and Geeks?
Yeah.
it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Those are
I don't want to say it, but it's a lot of the
Uh-huh.
geeks.
Oh yeah, Brent, you got to watch Freaks and Geeks. There, you love
Freaks
both
and
of them.
Geeks. Yeah. Well, those are my top ones. I've got some kind of secondary films that I enjoyed, but I'll go through those in a few minutes. Who's up next for going through their list?
I guess you can put mine up there. Just
Yeah, okay, Elijah.
Put the images up and
All right.
which
We'll
one.
look from
Okay.
oldest to youngest. How about
All
that?
right. Okay. Fair enough.
We'll just do
Okay.
clockwise.
Yeah. Oldest.
Go clockwise.
Yeah. We'll do it clockwise. All right. So. Elijah, your film. Say on a second.
I don't know which one you're putting up first, so just go by. I'll just go by whatever.
Yeah. Poor Things. Say on a second. This movie, right? Yeah. Poor Things.
Poor Things. Yeah, I just saw this.
Yep.
It just came
What
out
did
on
I-
Friday.
Hang on. Where did I put the? Sorry. Hang on. I've lost your list. Why is
Oh,
it
of course.
missing now? No, it's weird. It's like I pulled up all these things, and now it's like it's missing half of the images that I pulled up, and I
images.
don't know why. Because I pulled up the image. Wait, Poor Things. Was that on Max's list as well?
No, I'd see it.
I
Yeah.
don't think so. It hasn't
No.
yet.
Okay.
It just came out, so.
Okay. That's
But
weird. I
it
can't.
made my
I can't
list
find
right
the image.
away.
Yep. Go for it. Poor Things. Tell me about Poor Things.
Man, I don't know what I can tell you about it without giving anything away. Without Max will probably see it, so I can't give it away for Max. But
Right.
You could spoil it a little bit. I'll probably see it in a while.
definitely not what I was expecting. It was very visually interesting and very odd, but like not. I'm glad I saw it without knowing very, very, very little of it, because
Right.
I think that helped. It's essentially like a Victorian horror sex film. There's lots
Okay.
of sex. There's lots
enough.
of sex in it.
All
I
right,
think
okay.
the most sexual, most graphic sex I can think of in any movie that I've any released,
Okay.
even more than like Nymphomania or Nymphomaniac.
Whoa,
that
really?
French queer thing.
Huh.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, it's like they're not holding
That's
back.
a high
I mean,
bar of
yeah. I mean, you know, it's.
Well, we all know what Elijah likes to watch, then, right?
No, I mean, this was done in a more visual way, but they're not hiding.
Okay.
They're not hiding the. You know.
He didn't know, Brent.
Oh,
He didn't
know.
know
Okay,
before.
fair enough. Fair enough.
He had
Yeah, I didn't know
he wasn't
going in
expecting that.
that this
Okay.
that this is what it's going to be, but it's
But so what
very
drove you?
interesting story.
Story and characters is what drove you.
Character and story. The story is very odd. The visual world is very odd.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Max and I were kind of discussing of like what is her character, what is she, and like what's her deal. And I kind of want to say it, but I don't want to say because
Right.
we'll give that one. It's like a kind of a punch, and if you don't find out about
Right.
what she is before you
Okay.
see the movie, it
All right.
will probably help.
Interesting.
So
Yeah, don't spoil anything. I kind of
Okay.
want to watch
All
this
right.
now.
yeah, but
Right.
it's visually amazing, visually
Uh-huh.
interesting, story wise amazing. It's very expressive sexually on both like men and women's side of like sexual
So
pleasure and
I've
what
heard such like
what
odd
people
things about
want
this
out of you know it's crazy. It's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Mark Ruffalo's character basically attaches onto Emma Stone's character, like basically wants to like kidnap her and make her his own or whatever. And then she's so he like it's great for a moment, and then he loses his mind because he can't control her, and he's just like, this woman is driving me crazy, and he goes insane.
Hulks out.
That's it.
he
I forgot.
freaks-
Mark Ruffalo.
yeah.
Is it? Who else is in it? It's Mark
freaks
Emma
Ruffalo,
Stone.
Emma
Yeah.
Stone,
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy. That's it. Yeah, it's got a huge
Goblin,
cast in it.
Green
Yeah.
Goblin,
There's another,
Oh
like,
yeah.
there's another character I don't know. You know who?
Rami.
Not Rami. There's another like doctor character, and I don't
Right.
know a younger guy. And I don't know who he is.
I've heard
But
people
very
either loved it
interesting.
or hated it. I've heard a lot of stories of people walking out of this movie.
Oh, I could see people walking out and being
Yeah.
uncomfortable with it, like
Mhm.
right away. I mean,
That's
just
what I heard a lot before release.
when you get to the point of like she's like a Frankenstein type of like.
That's what I gather
together,
from the
like-
trailers. Yeah.
But once you figure out, okay, how she is, what she is, and why she's that way,
Right.
I could see people like being like, oh, I just wanting to leave at that point.
Right.
When it first gets into like the exploration of sexuality, I could see people being like, I don't, just not knowing what to do and just leaving, you know?
Right.
So
Right.
the people, you know, obviously you're watching it, you know, you in a full of audience, you hear the laughs and like you kind of feel the vibe of the audience and like the shock of it and everything. It was amazing. I don't want to give too much away, but like for a very visually interesting movie, like this is like man, it's like it's I don't know. It's very, very interesting movie.
That's cool.
And it's
I gotta
interesting to
check
see
it
that
out.
it's like being called one of the best movies of the year already.
Right.
It's been out for a couple of days.
Who directed
So-
this one? Do you remember?
The same guy that did The Lobster. He does a lot of weird. Yeah, I can't forget his name.
Definitely weird.
does a lot of-
Definitely not an American, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I don't think we have it in
know.
us to make something that artistically
That artistically
complex.
weird.
I think
yeah.
we're more like
Yeah.
Again, I'm
Cars
just
Go
recalling
Fast.
from the trailer, but yeah.
Fast and Furious
Okay.
15.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah,
Alright.
I could go on and on. It's very interesting. I'd love to hear what Max says
Mhm.
once he sees it again. I will go again. I want to see this again in the theaters with a different like audience, with a different group.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta find the time
But
to go see this.
I really
movie.
liked it,
Mhm.
and I got a free
Ooh.
That's
keychain.
cool.
If you can see, it's a pug's head on a duck's body.
Oh,
What?
what? That's
That-
cool.
wait, that's so
That's in the
freaking
trailer, right?
weird.
And just
Wow.
that, like that is like a 2% of the weirdness of this movie.
That's crazy.
So yeah, y'all should go see it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So on that list, your next one that you have is Dream Scenario.
Dream Scenario, yeah.
What's this about?
That was
Another
that
recent
also
one.
I just saw. I wanted
Yep.
to see it. I'm catching some of these movies right now because Lorraine's in daycare, and I've been working on America's Most Wanted, but I'm only dropping
Right.
off cars.
Right.
So it takes me like 3 hours, and I only got the whole rest of the day ahead of me.
Okay.
So
Nice.
it's been
Lorraine
good.
is
I
his
caught
dog,
all
by the
movies.
way. So it
Yeah,
really doesn't.
Lorraine is my pup. She's
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Dream
How's that?
Scenery
What is
was
it?
really good too.
Yeah.
Not Charlie Kaufman, but it could be like
Boy,
a
we got
Charlie
Charlie
Kaufman story.
Kaufman. At
Um,
least we have that.
but very interesting story again on this
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yep.
Very surreal,
Right.
but played very realistically.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like what they do with the whole dream thing. And
Right.
again, I don't want to give too much away because I think you should. Brent, you'll like this one. You'll like
Mhm.
this. It's not crazy weird, but
Not crazy
I
weird.
think I think you'd all like this.
Okay.
Nicolas Cage is a great in it. It's like one of those roles you're like, man, Nicolas Cage. Sometimes he's amazing, and sometimes he's just like he takes it
I've
way over the top.
seen. Yeah, I've seen.
Um,
Is that where he's like half bald,
Yeah.
half? Yeah.
Bald,
Okay. I've
yeah,
seen.
he's
I've
just
seen
kinda
photos
like,
and a
just
little
playing
bit.
like
Yeah.
an average guy,
Okay.
but with
All right.
all the
I heard he's very good in
situations.
it. I hear he's
He's
very good.
amazing in it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like he's amazing
Good
in
in
adaptation.
everything,
and,
guys.
like,
Come on.
he's good in everything.
Yeah.
Some require some roles he goes for it. He goes in just in a crazy whatever. But
Right.
the storyline was great. All the little segments of it, the way it builds, the
Yeah.
way it's pieced together was really amazing. It's kind of like social commentary type of like a thing. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
famous for a short time and then experiences what it's like to be like, oh, I'm a passing
Mm-hmm.
fad or whatever, that type of thing.
That's funny.
That's cool.
So it's very, very good. I would definitely try to see that in the theater before it's gone. When I saw it,
Right.
there was like a handful of people in the theater, so I think it's
Yeah.
getting like still in small release. But if it gets nominated, I'm sure it'll go back into theaters
Right.
after like SAG Awards and Oscars and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Your other two films that you had there, which we already touched based on,
Right,
was Across the
that agreed. It
Spider-Verse
was
and
amazing.
Guardians. Yeah.
That I loved. I loved
Mhm.
Guardians 3 more than
Yep.
Guardians. I liked it
Yep.
more than all. I liked it the most out of the Guardians movies.
Sure.
I
Okay.
thought it was the best. The soundtrack
Right.
was the best.
Uh huh.
I really liked that one a lot.
Yeah.
And then I had one more,
Last
right?
one. Yep. Last one is Asteroid City.
Asteroid City. Yeah, that one
I
was fun.
did see Asteroid City.
Yeah.
Production
I-
design was really brilliant.
Yes, the way he shoots things are always brilliant. And it was shot in live.
Yeah.
It was shot in like Italy or somewhere like somewhere in
Right.
Europe that looks like the desert, and just because it was cheaper or whatever, they had more control over it. But the way they set that up, Wes Anderson, the way the camera shots move, and the way the actor, the way it's all directed, and it's like a stage. It's really like a stage play. It's kind of set up as a stage
Yeah.
play.
It was very theatrical, I have to admit. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I appreciate his stylization. So
Yeah.
of things.
But I really like that. I love the little animation bit of it. I love the alien and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
that was
that's
cool.
cool. So
And I wanted to
Elijah,
put
out of-
Oppenheimer on my list, but that one narrowly missed it just because I'm like
sorry, which one?
Oppenheimer. I wanted to put that on my
Oppenheimer, yeah.
list. But I'm like, would I watch this over and over and over again? Like I will,
Right.
like I don't
Okay.
know. Like there's other serious movies that I love, like There Will Be Blood or whatever, but it just didn't like. I
Right.
don't think it captured that for me, so it didn't put it like on my top 5. But I did love it.
Gotcha. I haven't seen The Machinist. Out of those 5, what do you have a favorite at this point for the year?
I guess I would put Poor Things on there just because it was so not what I was expecting. Like I was
Okay.
really shocked by it, and like I was like, wow, this is very different.
Right.
Like very different. And if it really
still
gets
very fresh to you too.
yeah,
Right.
and if it really
Yeah.
gets that much
Millennial.
love from the Hollywood circuit, like
Right.
I think it's a good thing. It's really different, and it's nice to see something so different. It's like
It definitely,
like
the trailer throws it off as
Eraserhead.
being different.
it's like Eraserhead, like for the general public with sex in it. It's like
Okay.
it's really weird. But if the general public and like Hollywood really likes it and it gets a lot of like Oscar nominations, I think that's a really good thing for just
Sure.
you know
It's all about
for
performance.
people wanting to
It
see
was-
like it's a movie.
Yeah.
It's like you're in a different world.
Sure.
It was really amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
I just looked it up. It's written by the same guy that wrote Cruella, the
Oh,
Cruella
that's
de
weird.
Vil, movie. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, that's weird. Oh, after
Uh-huh.
working for Disney, he's
Dang,
like
Emma
working out
Stone.
like totally.
Emma
Yeah,
Stone
yeah.
again, huh?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird.
Yep. So who's next?
Max,
Let's do the
it's
top
awkward.
one. Oh yeah,
Clockwise.
yeah. We'll do Max. Okay, Max. What were
Alright.
your top
pull up my list.
movies?
So Across the Spider-Verse, obviously.
Which is up there, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about it. It was the
Yeah.
best rendition of Miles I think I've ever seen.
It really is. Yeah.
TMNT Mutant Mayhem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is based on
another easy one. I mean, great. It's probably one of the best Ninja Turtles movies ever. I mean,
right.
It was very good. I don't know what else to say about that we haven't touched base on.
Streaming yet?
Yeah, Paramount.
Paramount
Plus.
Okay, I don't have Paramount Plus.
Oh, Paramount Plus. Oh, cool.
But I saw it in the theaters. It was definitely worth it. All right, hang on a second.
Napoleon.
Yep.
Hang on. Next one.
Looking for your
I still need to watch that too.
Hang on a second. Almost there. Wait. This list is, I'm all over the place now, so it's like...
I think people could just imagine what Joaquin Phoenix looks like.
Right. Why?
That's like Commodus in Napoleon garb.
Yeah. That's weird, but
Bo is Afraid, Max?
Yeah.
I didn't see Bo is Afraid. I haven't seen that yet
either. I want to see it. I heard like it's really good, and then it kind of drops off towards the end.
Yeah, that's right. I heard the ending gets really weird.
Yeah.
Okay, I do not have any image. That's weird. I swear I pulled up half these images,
Brent.
and I'm just... Anyway, Napoleon. Tell us a bit more about Napoleon, because I do want to check it out. I just haven't had the chance to get out and see it.
Yeah, it follows a lot of Napoleon's life. I mean, my one complaint is you don't see his early life, and they kind of glaze over the end of his life.
Right.
They don't cover him going to San Dimas.
No, they can skip over his talking of the San Dimas water park. They don't show him like inventing. I mean, this man had some adventures in California.
For anybody out there who doesn't know the reference, we're talking about Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure when they kind of grab Napoleon from time. But anyway,
all of a sudden at the end of the movie, these two California.
I mean, he did go bowling. It's a part of history.
Bowling.
Right.
He meets
oh, really?
The movie was great. I mean, the Napoleon. My only complaint was that you get absolutely no context to anything. Like at one point, it shows the big battle of Austerlitz, and at no point were they like, "Yeah, this is the fall of the Holy Roman Empire," which is one of it's like Napoleon's biggest feat is just he crumbled the Holy Roman Empire in a single battle. Well, not in a single battle, but metaphorically in a single battle. And they don't
they're on the verge of collapse already.
Yeah. They were collapsing.
Many other elements, Max, that caused for them.
I know, but don't you think that's something you mention?
Yeah, I guess.
And then they kind of just glaze over the end of his life where he became kind of a tourist attraction in that island he went to.
Right, gotcha. Another one on your list you had there was what
do they have next? Babylon.
Babylon.
It technically came out like the end of last year.
I was going to say, wasn't that the end of 2022?
Yeah, it was literally the last week of 2020. Whatever, last year.
Yeah. I never saw it.
It was great. It was a great take on Hollywood. It's a little bit of a satire element to it. It's about the transition from silent pictures to talkies. It was so good.
Right. Apparently, Rippy made up some.
He did make up some history. He was actually there when Marie Antoinette died and stuff like that.
Right.
There was some stuff
he did the same thing. Little things in Gladiator.
His guess is as good as anyone else's.
Yeah.
He also forgot to show why Napoleon was so beloved, which is because he was very much a man of the people. He's kind of like as people all back him, but they never really show him like in the hall singing and dancing with them and stuff like that, which is what he was really known for at the time.
That's interesting. So they basically Ridley Scott took the adventurous arcs of Napoleon's life and brought them to the screen rather than more historical elements. But apparently France.
He kind of framed it around a few different things. There's a lot of framed around his wife Josephine and was it Josephine? There's a lot of different styles he looked at. Him as a leader, him as a wannabe emperor, him as a husband. Yeah, they focus on a few different things, but it was good. I liked it. It was a fantastically made movie.
Right, that's cool. The next one down there is damn it, this list is like there it is. Here we are.
Godzilla
minus one.
One of the best Godzilla movies ever.
I can concur.
I don't say that lightly. It was very good.
It was very good. Yeah, it was.
There's
good
just one moment where Godzilla does like his crazy, what do they call it, the heat blast in this movie? The
Yeah.
heat ray. And
That
he's
was
just standing
insane.
there,
Yeah.
and he's just like, just looking at his destruction. And it's one of the most powerful Godzilla moments you'll ever see.
It was very impressive. It was very impressive.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was only one little fault in that film, personally, and that was the fault at the very end about who was there and survived. Very Hollywood kind of.
That was weird. That was
Yeah.
no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it, but it was very Hollywoodized in that moment, but it was interesting to see. It's becoming more interesting to me to watch foreign films on the big screen, because it really does show how Hollywoodized we are used to and accustomed to watching Hollywood movies, compared to another country doing a film of interest. So, that's I very much enjoyed that too.
And then I'll just I had some honorable mentions in my list. Blue Beetle, Barbie, Mission Impossible, and Guardians. And while we're talking about Guardians and Blue Beetle, I just want to say rest in peace, Keith Geffen. He was the creator of Jaime Reyes, and he transformed the Guardians into the Guardians that James Gunn used. And Keith Geffen passed away.
I saw that
a couple of weeks ago, and that really sucks. But it's great. His legacy will be remembered in these movies.
Oh, completely, yeah. I mean, Barbie will touch base just a little bit, because Jason, you haven't seen Barbie yet, have you? No,
I haven't seen it yet. I think it's coming on Max pretty soon. Max.
I mean, that's one of my secondary ones too. I kind of, I thought it was a well done movie. It's not my favorite film, but I actually was happy to see that it got such recognition as the best or the most money-making film for a female director ever, which is incredible. But also that it got worldwide recognition, and it was very cleverly done.
It was a lot more clever than I thought it would be. It wasn't just like a Barbie movie. It was a satire on what Barbie is and what the character kind of means. And it was production design was so top notch.
It was incredible. Yeah, but it also had great heart too, which again surprised me. Heart to it, and it definitely hit those beats. It was.
That's what I was hoping for when they announced it. A satire.
Yeah.
It's like, what else? What better can you do with Barbie than?
Yeah.
Well, originally Mattel was looking to just make a straightforward Barbie movie.
Totally.
And then they had different
comedy,
stuff
right?
with Amy Schumer. Yeah, it was going to.
Yeah, there was going to be Amy. Imagine how horrible.
Oh, it would be terrible. It would have been terrible.
Man, it would have been way different.
She's the worst.
And then, of course, just very briefly as well, Mission Impossible. That was a good action film. It wasn't my favorite.
It was top notch. It was a top notch action film, and Tom Cruise just went way over the top with the stunt.
I mean, I've been
bike
enjoying all the recent. Yeah, I've been enjoying all.
I thought Over the Top was a Stallone movie.
It was too. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen any of the Mission Impossible.
Really, they're just fun. The more recent ones.
Not even Protocol, dude.
No.
Well, they all have the same plot.
Parts of them, but like I couldn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not Brad Bird's Mission Impossible, dude. You
no,
seen that one.
I know.
They were fun. They were just they were James Bond action-esque fun in my opinion. Yeah. And it's never too late to start watching those films. They're just fun to watch and silly.
Indiana Jones is not on any of our lists. Even yours,
that's on my secondary list actually.
Oh, that's on your worst list.
No. I'm just saying. No. I'm on my second list.
I know. We're just in the first round of the list. We got
Jason,
chosen worst list.
Your list there for favorite movies. No particular order, but you put in there.
D&D,
Dungeons and Dragons.
It
was fun. Yeah, it was a fun film.
I've watched it multiple times now.
Go for it.
What? I thought you had something to say about it.
Oh no, I was going to say it was definitely better than the original Dungeons and Dragons film they did about 15 years ago.
Yeah. With Jeremy Irons and no one else I could think of in that movie. Who else is in that? Just Jeremy Irons is the only star.
He was the only star. I think they had the kid who played Jimmy Olsen in The Adventures of Superman and Lois was the lead, but that was about it. And because none of us remember that.
But
name.
yeah, that one's really well done. I thought it was the best you could do of a Dungeons and Dragons movie, and it's always tough to take an IP like that and make a film with it because there's just so much going on in it.
Plot.
Yeah, but I like that.
Yeah,
there's a good amount of plot going on.
In the realm of Dungeons and Dragons, you have so much lore, but it's not a game story where you have a one central plot. So it's how do you make a movie where there's no central character? It's a hard thing to do.
But yeah, to be able to do that and like still include like all the lore and like the character structure and like just the gameplay even.
I felt like felt like every time they fumbled a roll and they fumbled on screen, I was like, oh, that was a D1 or that was a D20 or
Yeah, right.
You could tell, and your brain was thinking that way when you were watching the film. If you ever played Dungeons and Dragons,
because when Chris Pine was like trying to get out of his ropes, but then Michelle Rodriguez was like kicking everyone's ass. She rolled high, he rolled low.
Yeah, that's
luckily.
Yeah.
And it's good stuff. Good character development and a good ensemble. It was definitely good fun, man. I mean, I like the director who did the last movie they did was Game Night. Great movie, by the way. Anyone ever watched Game Night?
I have
good
not.
stuff.
No. That's cool. Your next one on that list there was
Puss in Boots 2.
Which I thought was at the end of last year, but
it is. It's technically the last week of last year.
Okay,
the same way,
but Jason has to wait a few months before these films come out on the TV for him to watch because of the kid and everything like that. So
it came out December 21st of last year, so that's late.
Okay,
enough.
All right. Okay.
No, it's just I think it's one of the best, in my opinion, the best DreamWorks animated movies that I've seen to date. And I get emotional when I watch it.
Yeah.
For some reason. Like I got verklempt, dude.
Yeah.
Same with like a lot of things. I think I get verklempt at a lot of things these days. I don't know.
As you get older, you tend
older.
Yep.
I was just watching an episode of Bluey and I got all verklempt. I don't know. Something happened. They just opened the gates early on, and now I'm just like emotions pulled. But Puss in Boots is great. Good emotional damage. But it was good. They had the whole the Shrek tropes of including all these different elements from fairy tales. And John Mulaney's antagonist was great. I like that. One of my favorite moments is when he pulls out Excalibur, but it's still connected to the stone. I thought that was great.
That's funny.
He uses the Mary Poppins bag to haul all this like crazy relics of like fairy tale weapons that he's gathered, and so he kind of just weaponizes every little fairy tale trope. Even down to like Jiminy Cricket.
There's lots of smart little gags in there, along with some heart.
Which is like the Shrek tradition.
Yeah, it is. Which we are getting Shrek 5 in 2025, I believe now is when they're saying it's going to be released. So.
But it's I think it's groundbreaking as far as DreamWorks is concerned, because I've always had issues with their character design, but their animation style has improved a lot, especially in this one. And I think it's one of their best movies. If you haven't watched Puss in Boots 2, you should check it out. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 for obvious reasons. Great great conclusion to a trilogy. Stands alone on its own, like lots of Marvel's good trilogies. You could watch them all the way without watching anything in between. They all connect.
That's my only problem with the movies. You kind of can't with the Guardians because Gamora dies.
Outside of Gamora dying.
One fault. It's not even James Gunn's fault. Marvel just kind of was just like, we're going to kill Gamora. And it's why?
What?
But outside of that, I thought it was a really good conclusion to that to those characters. Good stuff.
Some reason I can't find the poster for Namora. I know I pulled it, but again, it disappeared between yesterday. But
Nimona is a
Nimona,
great movie. You guys should check it out if you haven't seen it yet. It's on Netflix. It has Raz Ahmed and what's her name, Hit Girl.
Right.
One of her favorite roles she's ever played, actually. And Eugene from BuzzFeed. I don't know if you guys ever worked with him. I worked with him a bunch of times. He's one of the Try Guys, but it's a great movie. It's one of it may appear to be like, you know, some young adult like fantasy thing, but it's got some depth. It's got some really good character work in it.
Right.
And it started out as a Tumblr comic. It started out as a Tumblr like comic sketch at first, and then the creator of the comic just made like just released it online, and then it ended up getting published and ended up going to Disney for a bit. Or no, it was like
Disney didn't want to release it.
Disney didn't want to release it. It's too gay.
It's
like the main character is like he's gay, and so it's like one of the, you know, there's a lot of that. So it's a bit too gay for Disney. It went to Fox, and then I guess Netflix got it, and then they finished it up and then released it. But yeah, it's been through a lot, and from starting out as a Tumblr comic to like a really beloved movie on Netflix. It's good. You guys should check it out. Across the Spider-Verse is up there for obvious reasons.
Obviously,
you know, same reasons you guys like it.
Yep, absolutely.
Quantum Mania.
I'm surprised you put that on that list.
I'm going to defend that movie because I really I enjoy it.
I'm flabbergasted.
I
you know what? I like it better than the other Ant-Man.
It's really wow. See, wow. Okay, nope. It's your list. It's your list. It's your list.
I know I'm not outside of being a purist in the comic books, Max.
What made it?
Problem with it?
What?
It's a fun movie. It just looks great.
So is that
world?
So the funness of it is what puts it in your top films of the year, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and more of a statement where I'll defend it.
I do like my favorite Hank Pym.
Of course.
Right, yeah. It's a great Hank Pym. I love his obsession with ants. They really cranked it up.
Sure. Okay.
Every other word out of his mouth is ants.
Yeah. I like his obsession with ants. They really dialed it up on that to the point where it should have been this whole time.
Right.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Mentioned and yeah, I enjoyed it. I could rewatch that movie. I like the world,
probably have.
The weirdness.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I have.
And another one on your last one on your list.
And Blue Beetle.
Yep. Same.
I like it. Same reasons. I got verklempt in that one too, man. Pulling my emotions.
Oh man, you become a father and now you're just crying like Kevin Smith.
No, this was way before Enzo came around.
I'm just making a joke.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I guess that probably helps. But yeah, Blue Beetle, man.
Blue Beetle was a really good tearjerker. It was good. There was some
and I like
really
how it could continue because they didn't really connect it too much to like the established DCU.
Sure. Yeah.
So it could still exist in the new reboot,
which I'm fine with. And I am happy James Gunn is keeping both. Obviously, I'm guessing the lead actor, and I'm guessing all the secondary cast members from that story around because they were all fun. They were all just fun to watch, and you were getting something cultural about the story being told, about the culture of the characters, and it wasn't just a matter of their trying to survive in this world. You get a culture.
It kind of reminded me of Spider-Verse, where it was like the peak writing of that character, where it was like someone who wanted to tell that character's story very authentically,
right?
And
this is
that level.
Yeah. This is the whole thing about like you're casting like someone of like that descent, or like Miles Morales being like half Puerto Rican is not just to make him Puerto Rican. There's a lot of that included in his character.
Yeah.
It's like ingrained in it, like the culture and all of that. And the same with Blue Beetle. It's like the closeness of his family, the elements of his family, and like
absolutely.
It was more than just making him like Latino.
Yeah.
They also included color difference too.
They're not just checking a box, It's not just like filling a quota to like, oh, it gets more colored people in here. It's like it's ingrained in his character, and it's a part of his character as well. And I like when they do that. I think that's a huge step forward for characterization and inclusivity.
Yeah.
He also included his comic book origins, where he was crucial to the Infinite Crisis plotline and the OMAC storyline within that, because his Scarab could talk to the OMAC without disrupting it or whatever, something like that. And they included the OMAC in the movie, which was shows they cared about not only who the character is, but where he kind of comes from and why he was important at his creation.
Right. That's cool. I mean, a few of my secondary films that I want to do special mention towards, obviously Dungeons and Dragons. I had special mention there, but it was just fun. I enjoyed it immensely. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. I had fun with it. I thought it was a fun film. I don't believe and I don't accept the fact of the amount of people that gave it flack for what it was. I think it worked well. I
don't.
Think Harris.
Yeah.
No,
I've watched it now a couple of times. Now it's on Disney Plus, but I've tend to be watching it in like 30-minute segments, which I'm just like, okay, that segment ended, and I'm like stopping it, and then I'm watching another segment.
Okay,
so that's what I've been doing. I've like watched it twice that way, just to break it up a little bit. But it's way. I mean, I find this way better than Crystal Skull. I mean,
it is better than Crystal Skull.
Miles better than Crystal Skull. It's like I want.
That's not hard to do.
Completely out of my mind. Because this really feels like an Indiana Jones film, and that one just it just didn't. It just felt like a cartoon.
Did what Harrison Ford said he wanted to do, and what James Mangold said they wanted to do with the character. They wanted to take an aging hero character and show his age, and they did. They did it well. I mean, was it the most action packed of all the Indiana Jones? No, it wasn't. But it gave us but it still gave us a different story, though, of Indiana Jones. What's the point if you're going to watch the same story over and over and over again, going to see these movies? You want to see something. You want to get something different out of them.
That's how you get a Force Awakens.
That's it. You're right. Exactly. Yeah. I
still love the ending to the movie. I think it would have been cooler if the device didn't work and everything that they were going after was just kind of BS. I would. That would be a really interesting twist.
I would have preferred to have seen him be left in the past, and just that was it. That was the
end. Really? That would have been
weird. I was prepared to have seen that happen, but that was just.
And then they would have cut to like the end, like some Roman tapestry, whatever. Indiana Jones, like in the tapestry.
That's brilliant.
We've been to other archaeologists finding his hat amongst Roman.
They could have done that. And that was the biggest stretch of the movie to me, is that last like segment. I'm just like,
that's the one thing I really didn't love. I wish it was like
almost got away with
but come on, is that any different than Shankara stones, like being able to pull someone's heart out of this stuff? And is it different than the Ark of the Covenant, where ghosts come out and kill the bad guys? No, come on, no.
It's a little different.
I will still defend Crystal Skull. I will still defend Crystal Skull with the alien Crystal Skull thing, because
you've been drinking too much of it.
I prefer the Crystal Skull to time travel. I'll say that. I'll prefer aliens to time travel.
Anyway.
It seems a little more rooted in reality.
Anyway.
Skull sucked.
Anyway, we're not going to get into Indiana Jones discussion here as much as the other one. The other one I want to have special mention towards was Mario. I thought I enjoyed it, and it's again, it's not my kind of stuff because it's game related stuff, but I actually warmed up to the characters, the idea, the story was fun, and it flowed as a story. It was a fun story.
I know there's a meme that everything is Chris Pratt right now, but he actually didn't do that bad of a job as Mario.
He was good. Yeah, I thought he was.
It didn't bother me at all.
The New Yorkie like Italian guy versus the hi, I'm Italian, whatever, like some pizza man, like whatever.
But imagine the whole movie with that voice.
I know, it would have been crazy.
It's fun for like a video game.
It would have gone on my notes.
That would be like with Charles. I can't remember.
He's in it. He's in the movie.
Yeah. He plays a few roles. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last one I want to spotlight there was The Creator. Although it wasn't my favorite film of the year, it definitely was worth mentioning. It was
beautiful.
gorgeous. It was a visually gorgeous film.
Is that
Yeah, you need to
streaming
see
yet?
that, Jason. It's your. I think it is it. I'm not too sure if it is or not.
It's like it feels illegal that I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I know.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen it yet either. Yet I need to get on it.
It's a gorgeous film. It's not a fast-paced, moving film, in my opinion, but it has a few flaws, but it is a beautifully done and shot film. And
there's
for the
a
budget,
few things that kept it off my list,
impressive.
but it looked so much better than a lot of these $100 million movies.
Yeah, no, it definitely, I agree there. It definitely had that. As for TV shows, let's jump into TV shows for, we could have broken this up into 2 parts, I guess, but either way.
We might be. I need to leave at 2:30. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, TV shows for me, I'm always going to personally back up shows like Ahsoka. Was it the best series out there of the year? There was definitely flaws, and I can understand people's perspectives of the flaws in the show, but I love the characters. I love seeing the continuation of these characters. This is kind of like a TV movie. This is something that you guys probably wouldn't have watched, but this year they released an animated film based around a TV show called Babylon 5 called The Road Home. And J. Michael Straczynski, yeah. It's one of to this day I still love the series of Babylon 5. It's one of my top 3 shows of all time. But they did this movie with the surviving actors who are remaining, alive, and they voice acted their characters, and they did a story arc inside. There's a 20-year period, 25-year period of a story that's being told. And the original Babylon 5 was like the first 5 years of this story. And they did try to do some spin-offs that didn't catch, unfortunately, as well. But there was all these other arcs between those 20 years that they wanted to touch base on. It was a good in-between story. It was a one-off kind of story. So I kind of put that in the TV thing. Another show, Gen V, quite possibly almost perfect in every way. I really enjoyed this series a lot. You guys saw this, of course, most of you.
I didn't see it. Yeah,
you haven't seen it. Yep. Jason, you saw Gen V now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, Gen V. Again, up there. Every episode was practically perfect. Loki. It is going to be. Here's the thing. I've between Loki and another series, I've got a battle between what is my favorite of the actual year. This is not it, by the way. But Picard I want to do a special mention to as well, because I actually very much love season 3 of Picard. They did an incredible job of bringing back the original cast members. Thought it was great.
I got to catch up on that.
Yeah, Star Wars Visions are going to have special mention too, because it's Star Wars, and I liked it better than the Bad Batch. Sorry, it's a noise in the background there. But my one that I would almost class as my favorite, which surprised me as my favorite series of last year, and Loki is up there, as I said. It's like it's neck and neck with this one, and that's One Piece. I really enjoyed these characters. Surprised that the live action of One Piece surprised the living hell out of me of how much I emotionally got attached to all these characters, and it worked for me.
Brent has seen the light.
I've seen the light. Yeah. Hang on, which is one? The Curse of.
The Curse. The Curse is the episodes new show.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
And Monarch is the new Godzilla show, which is also really, really good.
Oh, yeah, Monarch? Okay. All right. Okay.
On Apple.
Anchorman's got Beavis and Butthead, season 11. Okay, fair enough. Loki, Ahsoka, Bad Batch. Don't you mean Bad Batch season 3? Oh wait, season 2. It was season 2. Oh shit! Yeah, it was season 2. Shit, season 3 hasn't come out yet. Oh my god, yeah. And
they do feel that long though.
Yeah, yeah. I need to rewatch the Bad Batch. It wasn't my favorite show of such throughout the year. All right, guys. Who else? Elijah, you didn't. What did you have in the way of your TV shows there?
Yeah, I had a different list than you. I think pretty different or whatever.
Yep.
I think I had at the top of my list Bears. I mean, these are all kind of like even. It's not the top, whatever.
Right.
But the Bear season 2 that came out right at the beginning of the year, so I almost forgot that was this year. But Bear season 2.
There. Hang on a second. Found it. Okay. Yeah. What's that about?
Came out that halfway through the year.
Was it?
That's for the first season, but that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, season 2 it was really good.
Right.
It's just the ownership and the running of a restaurant in Chicago, right?
Good follow up.
Italian beef.
Italian beef. It was really good. It's just intense, and it's like serious. It's like usually if I want to watch the next one right away, that means I like it. So that was like one I was just, like I sat home and basically watched like the whole season in like a day,
Yeah.
This is Cousins season.
Loki season 2, that was awesome. I guess I should sit through and watch that all in one go because I did.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
I don't think I've rewatched it since we watched it
Reacted to
week
it,
by week or whatever. And we're talking while we're watching it, so I need to give that a rewatch. But I loved all of that. I should give it a second look.
Yep.
Jury Duty, because that was a surprise. I heard it was good. Jury Duty was one day I'm like, okay, I'll give this a shot. And in the first episode, like, okay. The second episode, I'm like, okay. But it really hooked me on the second episode on like how they set this up and like just the willingness of this guy to believe all of this crazy stuff and how whatever when it gets to the end and they explain like how they put the show together, just like how much they had to go through to keep him away from knowing what was going on, was impressive. So I don't know if they can do that again because it's already been set up. So they'd have to like think of some whole completely different like.
With its success, I think it's in their interest to do another one, huh?
Yeah, but you think you're going to call for Jury Duty, like you think everyone's going to think they're on a TV show,
Yeah, James Marsden. Yeah, everyone going to Jury Duty is going to think.
Yeah.
Plus, more people call him X-Man.
Yeah. And then The Last of Us was on my list.
Right.
That one I liked.
I'm just trying to find it. It's like, we know the person. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Last of Us. We all watched that. We all liked it.
Right.
I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was entertaining, and
Yes, I remember the Joe Schmo.
Yeah.
Joe Schmo, exactly.
Yeah, it's just like that, except more better written.
Last of Us was very well done. I agree. I kind of fell into it feels like I've seen these same story arcs in
and I didn't watch Walking Dead because that like if I watched 2 seasons of Walking Dead, but like at some point these shows kind of like end off for me, and I'm glad one season is like good for me if they can do it all they want in a season or 2. That's like I don't need more than that. I mean, I think it's hard to keep storylines going for that long.
I was never a fan of Beavis
and Butthead. I haven't seen it.
I was never a fan.
I wasn't a fan growing up.
I mean, just the MTV when they were making fun of the videos when it got into the movie.
Dude, that was my bread and butter. Me and my friends used to talk like that. And
oh my gosh, every boy
I hated it. I hated every second of it.
Conholio, bunghole for my TV for my bunghole. Like people would be doing that.
Not my thing, Anchorman. Not my thing, Anchorman. Not my thing. And then Elijah, your other one in the game, you had that?
The last one was Squid Game Challenge. This is a game show.
This is a game show,
game show, but they play it like it's like a reality.
I haven't watched
TV
it yet.
show, game show thing. It's entertaining. It's like obviously it's not people really aren't dying, but you're like, oh, this is a real game show. Like it puts you a little bit more of like, oh, like if I was in this competition, like how would you handle these things? But
there
it gets to the point of where it's like
they've actually got
like
the live version
type of like situations where you
No, there is actually now one that is in Fairfax, off of Fairfax. There's actually a Squid Games competitional audience live reality kind of thing where you can go to. My friend Levi, in fact, is actually one of the masked guys there on the.
Oh, I thought he was for the Netflix one.
No, I thought it was too. No, it wasn't. He actually, he
was at LA Comic Con. There was a bunch of those people at LA Comic Con doing some advertising.
Maybe. But yeah, Yeah, it's actually a live show entertainment thing. Or not show because you actually are participating, but it's like a dinner meal thing or something like that.
It's like participate in being in The Running Man. Now people are trying to kill you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, exactly.
And stay alive. If you stay alive, you or successfully, you're like, whoa, these are getting out of control now.
Yeah, but if anybody who watches All New Nerds, Levi, who is on that show, actually is living out in LA now. He's actually got a job there, and he's one of the red guys with the symbols on his face, kind of thing, which is kind of fun. So yeah, I gotta go check that. We should all check that out. Actually, I think like it's on playing for a limited time from this year into early next year. But it'd be kind of fun. Be kind of fun to be part of a Squid Games kind of real life event thing, just for the hell of it. So they're your best shows. Any one particular one that was like stood out above all those that was your favorite, or they were the ones you were entertained with?
Yeah, I mean Loki probably. That was I guess most excited about, but it's hard. Like I say, it's always hard for me to get really excited about.
Yeah, you're not a big TV show guy. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, Max, what are your favorite shows of 2023 there?
So I'm going to start with Jury Duty. It might have been one of the best shows I've ever seen. It's so pure. It's so honest. James Marsden killed it. The guy, I can't remember his name, killed it. Everything about it was just...
Each individual character is really funny. Like everybody... Yeah. The one girl, the overly flirty girl or whatever, I don't know what her name was.
She's great. Right. Kirk Fox was great on it. Yeah, there's one moment that just sold the show for me, and it's when they put a fake turd in a bathroom, in James Marsden's bathroom, and James Marsden convinces the lead guy to take the blame for it because he goes, I'm a movie star. I can't let the tabloids think I did this. So he invites random people into the room and then goes, look what he did. And the guy goes, yeah, I'm sorry about that. And it's like a near perfect TV moment. Everything about it is so good.
They put him in these scenarios to take the high road. And he always takes it.
They give him these scenarios where he could take a low road or the high road. And he always is the low road. A good guy.
Yeah.
No, he takes the high road.
He takes the high road. Okay.
Yeah, that's what makes the show. Is he's not a piece of garbage. Everyone else around is behaving like animals a lot of the time. Yeah. He's just the best human being, and he doesn't even know he's on camera. He's just doing it out of the goodness of his heart.
The average guy, and everyone is like a caricature surrounded. Everyone around is a caricature. It's good stuff. You should check it out, Brent.
I should check it out. Yeah,
it's free on Amazon.
That's like something you could just sit there and just watch. Like once you get into it,
how many? Is it just season one, or is it just?
It's just one season. I don't know if they're going to do another season or if they're going to do something different. There's a lot of effort because the whole premise of the show is it's a fake court case.
Right.
But the lead guy doesn't know it's fake. He thinks he's actually at a real jury duty.
All right. Okay.
And he thinks he's being sequestered to stay at a hotel and stay around all these people. He thinks he's like in it for real. So they're staying in a hotel. It's like he goes from the hotel to the courtroom, back to the hotel, and he can't have his phone. He can't check the internet. He can't do any of that stuff. And everything just keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier.
Yeah, they put this guy in the Twilight Zone for real.
Yeah, he's like, he's on the verge of like, man, this is crazy. Like, is this a movie or something? He like,
for reality shows are not my thing, but at the same time, I guess if it's written well,
it's not exactly reality.
It's a core comedy. Okay, all right. Okay.
Calling it a reality show is an injustice to.
Okay. Because everyone else is an actor. They all are playing parts and they're doing crazy improv and have some written lines. Okay. Most of it is just really good improv.
Okay.
It's totally engineered around one guy not knowing what's going on.
All right. Okay.
It's all set up like
so basically,
the actors know what they have to say and what they have to do and where they have to be and what they have to get him to do.
Theater games, basically, is what you're saying. It is in a way.
There's one person not knowing.
One person not knowing. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's
it's the man who knew too little in real life.
Right. Okay. Next on your list there,
Barry. Barry's a great show.
I didn't finish that.
I won't spoil it. The way they ended it was fun. It was a trip. Not how I expected it.
Now that show, the show and the series, was it season finale or series finale, or was it
series finale? It
yeah,
is
that's
over.
What I thought. Okay, all right. Yeah.
It was a great ride. I wish we can get more of it. I wish we can get more NoHo Hank. But yeah, fun
is
show.
he in the DCU now?
Oh, isn't he? Didn't he get cast as someone?
Yeah, he got cast as someone. Yeah, I got to finish that show, dude. Me and Liz have been trying to finish it. We always.
Metamorpho. He's Metamorpho. It makes so much sense. Yeah, he looks like Metamorpho.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Then I had Last of Us on my list.
Yeah, you've got that. I don't have the image for some reason. I thought I pulled it, but it's not.
It's all right, Brent. We don't need these.
I mean,
I don't know.
I like Last of Us. It definitely had its flaws. I wish they had more infected in the show. They really just kind of followed the beats of the game, and I think they kind of missed out on what made the game so special, which was like a lot of the little moments that you have with these characters. Because a lot of the game is really just like walking through the zombie wasteland. These characters are talking and they're learning about each other. It's really fascinating how they grow to become connected to each other. I think it's the best example of what do they call it? Wolf and Cub, Lone Wolf and Cub. It's one of the best examples of that.
Yeah. Okay.
And the twist at the end of the first season, it's brilliantly done, and the show's great. I love Last of Us. Excited for more.
Cool.
Then I had Shrinking next on my list. This was a fun show. Harrison Ford, Jason Segel.
How was Harrison Ford in this show?
He's great. He's great. I mean, I'm a big fan of Bill Lawrence, who did Scrubs, he did Ted Lasso, and now he's doing this show. And I just think he's just a phenomenal showrunner, phenomenal writer. I think most of his shows have been just 10 out of 10 for me. And this is another one that's just, I hope it hits the same way Ted Lasso does.
Right. Fair enough.
And next on my list was Ted Lasso. I mean,
fair enough.
I'm sad this show's over. I could watch 20 seasons of this. It's a near perfect show. There's nothing else I can say about it. It hits all the notes perfectly.
Second season was kind of off though a bit.
Really? You didn't like
Would
the second
you agree?
season?
I thought it's kind of.
I thought anything the third season was a little bit off just because of the Keeley stuff and some of the relationship stuff.
I thought starting of the second season was kind of a bit off. I mean, it felt like it was trying to be too Ted Lasso. It's like kind of like Community when Dan Harmon left. It kind of had that vibe going where they were kind of trying to hit the beats, but they were kind of missing it. But then it recovers itself. I just gotta say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you also had special mention. Yeah. Sorry.
I put Sandman in there just because I watched it a little late, and that show just hits hard. I mean, I'm excited for more Sandman. And they've released, I can't remember when the specials were released, but I think it was a little bit closer to this year, so I'm going to include it.
Yep.
The what?
They did two specials. They did the Cats one, and they did, what was the other story they did? I can't remember. They did Dream of a Thousand Cats and another story. They did two specials this year. They were great.
Cool. All right, Jason, your list for TV shows that you enjoyed.
Yeah, I got Loki for sure. You know, obviously. For same reasons you guys did.
Sure.
Jury Duty, yes, obviously, same way you guys did. Last of Us,
you forgot.
Obviously, no, I'm going through like everything.
Okay. I'm going. Sorry.
On my list.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Last of Us, obviously, like everyone else thought. Shrinking, Max, I agree. Great show.
Yep.
Man, so many good stuff. Great character writing. It's just a good premise. The introduction of the first of Jason Segel's character is great.
Yeah.
And you know, a story of loss and growth, and you know, One Piece, like you did, Gen V.
Yep.
Yeah. So Beef, great show.
Yep.
David Cho.
That was a good show.
Beef was the best show, one of the best shows of the year. I would put that.
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't put it the best, but I thought it was good.
It's solid show. Good. I mean, A24 is always hits. Like, still, I know, man. Leave me alone. That's why I said it feels like it's illegal, but I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, Beef was awesome. We've watched it like twice now, I think.
Wow.
Right.
It's a good show. American Born Chinese.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started
That's
watching this, but I hadn't finished it.
About
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anthony worked on it. Anthony watching. Some friends who did the production design on it. Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Cool.
You told me to do a separate list for animated.
Yeah,
so
we didn't.
we
didn't.
That.
Yeah.
So
go for it. Yeah.
Fiona and Cake, I think, is one of my favorite animated shows so far. I'm a fan of Adventure Time, and this really sums it up, and it grows with the audience. How it's kind of a lot more mature than Adventure Time. As mature as Adventure Time is, it does hit pretty. It's got some depth in a lot of their stories that you wouldn't expect in a kids show.
Right.
Scavenger's Reign, great animation. Nothing as we talked about it on my stream a couple times.
Yeah.
And nothing like it out there. Great animating. Star Wars Visions. Mm-hmm. Good show. Nice to see all those different types of animations. Scott Pilgrim, I really enjoyed.
That was a great show.
Yeah, that's something just recent too, isn't it? So.
Yeah, that just came out.
Great subversion. That's how you do a comic subversion.
Right. And like it still nods to the comic and the movie, so it like takes everything in consideration. But yeah, it's great, and I love how like a lot more in depth with the characters. You get to like hang out with them a little more, and grow with them, and get to see them interact with each other. Good stuff. I know this didn't come out, but the One Piece anime has consumed a huge amount of my watching this year. So
he's doing the 1,000 episodes, folks. He's doing the 1,000 long episodes.
Best show of the year, 20 years running.
Yeah, those are my animated picks.
That's cool. Cool. I mean, we have a few worst in there, but I guess we could just
touch the
Flash
project of the year.
Yeah. What is everyone's worst? Just when it comes.
I know me and Max had You People on as the worst.
Oh my god, that movie was horrendous. It was like offensively bad. Even as like a Jewish person, I was like watching this movie like, what are you doing? Like, why are you making this movie? What are these jokes? None of it hit right culturally on either side.
Not on either side, dude.
Almost like a racially like offensive premise.
Really?
Like it's like the premise is what if a Jewish person or what if a Jewish guy married this black woman and their families didn't get along because of racial tension? That's the whole movie.
Really?
It's like it's almost offensive the way they go about their humor.
They didn't even. They had to like CGI the kiss at the end too, which is weird.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, is that the one that Eddie Murphy wasn't going to? Eddie Murphy's got a problem with.
He's in it
with diseases and stuff like that. With what's it called? Germs. In real life, he's actually got a phobia. Yeah. What's that?
Howie Mandel doesn't like
Yeah. Eddie Murphy's got a real problem. I had heard that they actually CG'd his head on top of somebody else's body to do the kiss scene, and I didn't realize it was that film.
The kiss was between, not between Eddie Murphy.
Jonah Hill.
Is it? Okay. Oh, really? Okay. Or maybe it was. Maybe it was.
They lacked the chemistry on set as well.
Kind of interesting. I mean,
work.
Yeah.
Well, how do you gonna have chemistry when your key romantic dinner scene is Eddie Murphy and was it Marissa Tomei or someone arguing about Farrakhan? Like
it was Julia and Dreyfus.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. That was the most awkward scene I've ever watched in a movie. Is Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Eddie Murphy arguing about Farrakhan in a romantic dinner scene?
They tried to be funny with all these like kind of racial tropes that we experience in real life, and then none of it landed. It's just horrible. I hate it. I think they were trying to like take a step forward, and it just ended up like 10 steps back.
It was like 50 steps back. It was so offensively bad.
Really?
Yeah.
And worst TV show that was on television this year? Secret Invasion. Yes, that's probably the number one disappointment of what it could have been to what it ended up by being, for sure. Yeah, we had a good list of films that that came out this year. There was some definitely fun ones. We still got a couple of weeks left to go. I mean, apparently people are raving about what's it called, Wonka. So I'm curious to see it. I might check it out. I'll see it. It comes out like next week, kind of thing.
Well, what are we excited about? What's coming out?
Well, we've still got we've got What If season 2. We're going to be doing reactions to What If season 2, which comes out the 22nd for the next 9 days after that. I think it is in a row.
I forgot that they're episode per day type thing.
Yeah, they're going to do an episode a day, but I don't know how we'll break that down. We'll see where we're at because everyone will, family stuff and whatever. But we'll see. Well, I don't know. Some of us don't have family stuff. But we'll definitely do a reaction to those episodes and drop them over the coming weeks as well. What's that? Wonka's one of those films I'd rather sit in silence instead of watch. I don't know. I mean, it might visually be cool.
Even if it's amazing, there's no way I'm seeing this movie.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm curious. I'm curious to check it out.
I don't know why. Timothy Chalamet's Wonka is just like, I'm good. I don't know why.
Hey Malloy, would you rather watch this current Wonka or watch the Tim Burton one?
Hey, I enjoy the Tim Burton Wonka. What?
No, Brent, you should have just kept that to yourself.
There's things about it that work. There were some things that really kind of were fun about it. Anyway,
I do like Helena Bonham Carter in it though. Yeah,
she was good.
Apparently, the CGI artist sent not Hugh Laurie, whoever played the Oompa Loompa, what's his name, British guy,
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Yeah, Hugh Grant. It's in the video of the Oompa Loompa dancing in a fully naked rendered body, and he said it was so cursed. He asked him to burn that file.
Really?
Oh, that must be cursed. I mean, they're already kind of borderline cursed.
Yeah.
But like,
he said the Oompa Loompa naked was horrifying. He said it was absolutely horrifying.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Anyway, guys, we've been going for a bit. I know Elijah has.
We're not doing the most anticipated.
No, we'll do anticipated. We'll do that. Yeah, we've got a list of films coming out and shows coming out next year. We'll do it next time for sure.
I will say, best comic of the year has been Transformers.
Best comic?
The best of the year. It's been insane.
Cool.
I'm just gonna throw that out
based
there.
Off around Generation 1, right? Yeah.
It's based on Generation 1, but it takes a lot of stuff into it. It's some good stuff. It's some emotional Transformer stuff.
Yeah.
Even more than the movie. Animated.
This is the only person I'd ever trust to write Transformers. It's insane.
Fair enough. Anchorman's got the hots for Jenna Ortega. We got that. Yes. All right, but yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. If you're out there in the in the chat, and if anyone watching this later, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll probably drop at least another video in the next couple of weeks, just to do our most anticipated for next year. We will definitely be dropping our reaction videos to What If season 2, and yeah. So thanks, guys. We shall catch you all later, and thanks for joining us.
And don't forget to pick another target, a military target.
Defending the system.